Hello, my name is Dylan, but you can call me Buttercup. Welcome to Buttercup Yarn Art, a soft-spoken video journal where I play with yarn and share my thoughts. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If there's anything you'd like to hear me talk about, please leave a comment to let me know. I am still working on my GG Cardi by Knititude, and as I said last week, progress is still glacially slow, but you may notice that that is what is on screen right now. And that's because what I want to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about today, actually pertains to my GG Cardi. So I will get right into it. I have learned mirror knitting. I really dislike turning my work, especially on projects that build up a lot of fabric, like a scarf has a lot of length, or, a sweater for someone who's me size winds up having a lot of fabric buildup, or if I do the sleeves first, like I did on this, there's just a lot kind of hanging around underneath my needles, and turning the work gets really annoying. And so I decided I would look up mirror knitting and how to do it, and see if I can make it work for me so that I don't have to turn my work ever again. And it turns out, yeah, it does work. Works pretty dang well, in fact. I really like it. When I first figured it out, I felt so powerful. I felt like I had the universe at my fingertips. And that sounds kind of excessive, and it is a little excessive, but it felt so good figuring it out. And knowing that I have this new skill that's going to be so useful to me and make my life so good, so much better, in terms of my knitting anyway. So I've decided that for my GG Cardi, to get the motions kind of into my hands, get that muscle memory built up, I'm going to do every wrong side row mirror knit. And I've done that for 2 wrong side rows now, and you cannot tell a difference. It looks the same. I'm so proud of myself. I got that tension down immediately, and it looks like nothing's different. I think that's great. I had to kind of do a little trial and error to figure out how to hold the yarn to make it work, how to move my hands, move the needles, all of that. At first I was trying to keep the yarn in my left hand because I knit continental, so I was trying to keep the yarn in my left hand and move my finger to wrap the yarn, but it wasn't working. It wasn't comfortable. And I couldn't get it to work, really. I kept having to use 2 hands to get it to wrap properly. And so then I thought, okay, what if I move the yarn to my right hand, keep the yarn in the same hand as the needle that the stitches are coming off of. See if that makes a difference. And again, I was trying to move my finger to get the yarn to wrap around, and it was not working. It was working, but again, I had to use both hands to manipulate the yarn around the needle, and it wasn't efficient, and I didn't like it. And then I remembered, oh hey, wait, I mostly moved the needle to get to the yarn, not the yarn to get to the needle. Let me see what happens if I move the needle to grab the yarn instead of trying to move my finger to wrap the yarn around the needle. And that was it. That was the key for me. Just that did that right there changed the game for me. Made it work, made it click. It's still not a natural movement. It's not as easy as knitting, as regular knitting for me. But that's why I'm gonna do every wrong side row mirror knit. Partly so I don't have to turn the work ever again on this project, because as I said, I hate turning my work. But partly so that I can get that practice and get that motion, into the muscles of my hands, get it natural, get it to flow. Get my right hand comfortable holding the yarn, all that. So, yeah, I am really excited to get this working, and that I figured this out. I just looked up a tutorial on YouTube for how to do it, and watch the tutorial, then cast on a few stitches on some random yarn and needles that I had sitting around, so that I could practice the motion and figure out how to make it work for me. And I'm so glad I did that. I am never turning my work again. It was such a good thing to learn. Summer is about to grab a snack, in case you can hear her. But yeah, I am very, very excited that I have this new skill, and I'm gonna use it forever. At least that's my plan right now. I may change my mind later for some reason, but for now, my plan is to never turn my work again and always do mirror knitting, even for garter stitch. And that's kind of another thing I want to talk about, kind of the same thing. I don't understand why people dislike purling so much. I don't get that. It's just, I don't understand. I don't find it unpleasant. I don't find it difficult or uncomfortable or whatever the reason is. And as far as the tutorial I watched goes, the main reason people learn mirror knitting is to avoid purling. And I don't understand that. I don't mind purling. It's not a bother to me at all. It's not annoying, it's not an uncomfortable movement, it's not anything different, really. It's just a different direction of motion, and I don't get why people don't like it. But that's just me, I guess. I don't mind it. Mirror purling, again, I don't mind it. It's not difficult to me. It's not weird or futzy or anything like that. It just is. I don't know. So I don't understand. But mirror knitting, I'm very excited about it. And I'm very excited that I learned it, and that this is a new tool in my toolkit that I can use whenever I want. I think that's great. So that's kind of the first thing I want to talk about. I have a couple of, I guess, administrative notes. I am still waiting on the tripod with the horizontal column that I ordered. I actually wound up canceling my original order and ordering it directly from the manufacturer because the place that I ordered it from had it on back order, and the back order got extended. I got one notification that it was extended by 2 weeks because they still didn't have it, and then I checked again to see if that had changed, and it was suddenly not going to be in stock until January. So I canceled my original order and placed a new order directly with the manufacturer. Hopefully, excuse me, hopefully the manufacturer will be quicker and will actually send it to me. But we'll see what happens. Second note, I got my new phone. I'm still kind of in that habit of not taking pictures of things from my old phone not working. And also I haven't really had a lot of time to knit lately, so kind of everything combines into I haven't taken pictures with it yet, but I have it. It's great. I love it. I'm very excited to get back into taking pictures of things as I do them, and making my Instagram a bit more active than just, hey, I put up a new video, or hey, I got some yarn, or hey, I finished a thing. I want to be more active on there. Third note. What was the third note? There was something else. Third note. I am trying out a new kind of filming schedule where I do the filming and uploading first thing in the morning and schedule the video to go up at 8 in the evening rather than recording, uploading, and posting all in the evening, because I keep winding up being up later than I want to be. Summer just jumped on my shoulder and she is purring very loudly. I think you can hear her, maybe. She really wants attention right now. Anyway, I want to see if this keeps me from being stuck up so late every time, because it was getting a little exhausting, and I want to avoid that if I can. I think this will help, but we'll see. I really hope the purring is picking up. She's so loud, and it's so nice, but right now she's pointed away from the microphone. Anyway, so I'm also hoping that by the time it goes public, like the post actually goes up, auto captions will have generated, and I can edit the captions on Saturdays instead of on Sundays as I have been, just to take something off of my Sunday plate, because my Sundays are really busy. But we'll see. I'm hopeful, but we'll find out together. So I think that is everything. yeah, I think that's everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.